Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Micah Parsons' Cowboys trade rumor triggers bold coach reaction. Every day, the optics of the Dallas Cowboys head coaching search evolve with new wrinkles and twists. Last week, rumors speculating Deion Sanders' interest caught fire before true candidates including Kellen Moore and Robert Saleh emerged from the pack. As of Monday, Sanders is yet to interview like the other two, but somehow Brian Schottenheimer gained steam out of nowhere. It seems there will be no definite answer within the coming days as the Cowboys immerse themselves in the process. Now this is certainly an impactful decision as the franchise selects a new leader to guide the team likely throughout the remainder of quarterback Dak Prescott's prime years. But just as important as the coaching staff decisions are the lingering tasks with the roster. That specifically points to the situation with defensive star Micah Parsons, who was due a contract extension and a big payday this offseason. Parsons has quickly established himself as one of the most impactful players on either side of the ball and irreplaceable for this Cowboys defense. His merits and ambition to represent this franchise make him the most important piece Dallas ensures they lock down this offseason, though some have started rumors about trading him for a treasure trove of picks and assets expected in return. Look no further than the words of former Cowboys head coach Jimmy Johnson on why that is a bad idea. "Parsons is such a great player," Johnson said. "It'd have to be a boatload of picks to trade him. I wouldn't want to get rid of him. He is their whole defense. He is a game changer. You don't want to get rid of a player that wins games for you." Jimmy hits the target here. The Cowboys cannot afford to trade a player like Parsons, nor will they. Not only would they be hurting their chances of winning moving forward, but such a deal inhibits the ability of their next head coach to succeed from the start. Last offseason, the Cowboys waited until the 11th hour to strike deals with both Prescott and star receiver CeeDee Lamb. Perhaps Jerry Jones and his team believe that is still the way to go about things, and this deal does not get finalized until late summer. But once the Cowboys finalize their head coach of the future, that will become the primary focus of the offseason. Deion Sanders leveraged Cowboys' interest to facilitate Colorado extension, report. Just last week, it seemed like Colorado head coach Deion Sanders was the front-runner to be named the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz reported that Cowboys owner Jerry Jones had reached out to Sanders shortly after parting ways with former head coach Mike McCarthy to speak about his team's head coaching vacancy, and though Sanders made it sound more like an informal check-in than a job offer to ESPN's Adam Schefter, many close to the Cowboys believe Sanders had real interest in the job. In fact, former ESPN reporter Ed Werder, who's covered the Cowboys for more than 3 decades, went as far as to say Sanders would take the job if Jones gave it to him. Regarding Deion Sanders, "I'm being told that he would almost certainly accept if Jerry Jones offers to make him the next #Cowboys head coach, that those around him are encouraging him to pursue it and that Jones is enamored with the idea," Werder tweeted. Some started speculating after Werder's report that Sanders was using the Cowboys to leverage a better position for himself in talks with Colorado about a contract extension, a notion Sanders publicly denied shortly after. But after an appearance on FS1's The Herd on Wednesday, Fox Sports' Joel Klatt seemed to suggest that's exactly what Sanders did. "Nothing is finalized, he could leave his contract as is," Klatt said. "I know that there's been extension conversations. I know Colorado has come significantly up. I think he would like them to come up in several areas, not just his salary, but possibly assistant pool, facility stuff, commitment to NIL, outside of revenue sharing." So there is talk, and like any negotiation, whether he was going to go to Dallas or not go to Dallas, or stay at Colorado or not stay at Colorado, when you're in a position like that, he's doing and his management team is doing what he should, which is try to generate as much leverage as possible. It was reported last week that Sanders was met with resistance by Colorado Athletic Director Rick George about his request for the school to add more NIL funding to bring in better recruits and to expand his staff. But now it seems George may be willing to do whatever he needs to in order to keep Sanders from considering leaving for another job. Having conversations with Jerry Jones is leverage, Klatt added. And I think from Jerry's perspective, it might be the same thing. He's a great fit at Colorado because Colorado has given him the keys to the castle. He has turned Colorado into prime. They are the prime buffaloes. They said, "Hey man, our traditions, yours. Do whatever you want with our program, because we need you." And because of that, he's become a great fit there, and they've really embraced him. Can't do that at the NFL level, just based on the structure of the NFL and some of the ownership hierarchy issues that you get with management. So I think he's in a good spot. I hope he stays, and I believe that he will. Nick Saban endorses Deion Sanders for Dallas Cowboys job amid rumors attached to Colorado coach. Nick Saban endorsed Deion Sanders to become the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. While there's mutual interest between the parties, the wheels haven't turned yet for Dallas owner and general manager Jerry Jones to make him the new Cowboys coach, per reports. Sanders and the Cowboys have not conducted a formal interview. "I want him to get that job," Saban told ESPN's Ryan Clark this week on the Pivot podcast. According to previous reports, Colorado's athletic department reacted negatively to Sanders' request for nil additional resources ahead of the 2025 season. According to NFL Network's Jane Slater, Sanders met with athletic director Rick George and asked for more nil funding and increases to the coaching staff's salary pool. That request was reportedly met with resistance. The latest NCAA-sanctioned estimates placed Colorado outside of the national top 25 in nil collective fundraising and donor contributions. The $5.3 million in estimated nil collective funding ranks 56th among Power 4 schools. Sanders acknowledged mutual interest a few weeks after he led Colorado to a 9-4 record to complete his second season at the helm in Boulder. Sanders' coaching acumen caught the attention of Jones, who moved on from Mike McCarthy after 5 seasons. Sanders' results this season were quite an improvement from 2023's 4-win disappointment and have the Hall of Fame player near the top of college football's coaching food chain. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders and Heisman winner Travis Hunter are done at Colorado and on the way to the NFL. Deion Sanders previously said he had no desire to coach in the NFL but changed his tune recently on the possibility of leaving Colorado if the opportunity to coach his sons presented itself. "There is a mutual interest there, and I go back to about a year and a half ago when I had a former general manager say to me, 'Watch Deion Sanders. There's a real possibility he may be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys,' ESPN's Adam Schefter said earlier this month. Well, there is mutual interest. We'll see if that amps up, but the two sides have talked. They have touched base, and we'll see if it goes anywhere." Clearly, Deion Sanders is somebody that Jerry Jones knows. There's great respect and admiration between the two men, and we'll see if those talks materialize into anything further. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Deion Sanders? Leave your opinion in the comments.